Hello class, this is Dr. Brown. I am going to show you how to create a Google form. Google Forms are really online surveys or tests. And for this class, we'll learn to use Google Forms to create an online test. This is good for middle school and high school students, but if you teach younger children, you can use it to create a survey for your parents or other teachers. I'm at the Google home page is where you're going to begin. Let me click here to get it to the home page. Okay, once you just go into the Google, www.google.com, look in the upper right hand corner and you'll see a little grid, 3x3 grid. Click there and you're looking for an app by the name of Google Forms. And you can see all the various apps. It's not on the first one, so I click More. It's not on the second one. So see, it says Even More from Google. You click that and it's going to take you to a section of the website that's going to try and sell you some things. So you scroll down until you get to where it says for all all their apps, and you'll see all these listed, and then you're looking for forms. Looks like it is in ABC order, and there's forms, and it's a little purple icon. So you click on forms. Of course, you've got to have a Gmail account for this to work. Can't go in and do anything until you have the Gmail account. And so you'll need to set that up. It takes 5 minutes or less to do that. Now I'm going to go to, and you always sign in with your Google Gmail username and password. Now I'm going to go to Google Forms, directly to Google Forms. And of course we're going to start with a blank one. So you click there, the plus sign, and it is entirely blank. Now, we're not going to use this as a survey. We're going to use it as a test. So you see right here where it says Untitled. I'm going to change this to 4001 Demo Test. And my caps lock is down, so I release that. Now, up here you can see there are a couple of icons for different tools. You can of course change the color. You can look at, see the progress, what it's going to look like. This one on settings is important because right now it defaults to a general form, but we want it to be a quiz. So I'm going to click quiz, and that's important because you can't add the correct answer unless you select quiz. So I'm going to move this over where it says make this quiz. It's making this active, and you can add point values to questions and allow auto grading. So you see how that works. Select quiz. Don't leave it on general setting. Select quiz. And then this part right here, you could look at this more closely after you set up your first test, but it will self-grade and it will send you, the teacher, with your Gmail account address. It'll send you the results of the test every time a student takes it, or you can do it manually. It can tell the test taker what questions they missed. It can show the correct answers. Of course, you wouldn't do that unless you were going to have only one attempt possible. If you were going to give them multiple attempts, and sometimes that's a good thing to do because people really do learn by retaking tests, then if you were going to let them take it more than once, you wouldn't let them see the correct answer. You would instruct your students to go and study more, maybe give them a hint, and then let them retake the test. Okay, I've got it set like I want it, so I'm going to click right down here where it says Save. Click on Save. Now I am ready to and of course I can add more detailed instruction here. This is about learning to create a test. Okay, now your first question, you've got to make a decision. Do you want it to be multiple choice, short answer, essay, other things that you can choose, but while you're learning to use this, I would just stick with choosing the type of test. So I think I'm going to make this one multiple choice. So I'm going to leave that selected as multiple choice. And question 1, here's what it's going to be. Let's see, I want this to be, what is the best use of computers in my classroom? Question. And option means answer. So my first option is going to be use for playing games for good behavior. Okay, that's your first one. Now I need to put another answer in there, and that one's going to be, by the way, you click add option to add for the second answer. Second answer is going to be keep records of my students' progress. And that again is important, and you can use it for games. But my correct answer, I'm going to click on add option. My third option is going to be use for problem solving and information searches. That's going to be the best answer. All right, now I need to make sure that the correct answer is answer key. See how I clicked on answer key down there? I'm going to select that one as the correct answer. And I'm going to let each one count. We'll just say, let's keep it even, 4 points. So there's my first one. I can always go back in, of course, and edit. And if you're like me, many times you do have to correct. You're going to have 6 questions, so it'll give you practice in learning how to do this. Plus, you'll learn the content in your assigned readings. That's one of the best ways to learn from reading information is to create questions from the reading. All right, now we are ready to add our second question. So you see the little plus sign right there? Add question pops up when I browse over it. Click on the plus sign. Here's question 2. And we'll make this one, let's make this one short answer. And the question is going to be, what does digital literacy mean to teachers? Okay. And so this is short answer, answer key. Of course, it is required. Both these questions are required. So I think you're supposed to select that each time too. Now, short answer, answer key. All right, I'm going to give them feedback as a help for correct answers. Digital means electronic information. Literacy means knowing good information and using it correctly. Okay, that's a hint. Now, answers could be varied, but that is going to give them kind of a summary of what you're looking for as the teacher. And of course, again, I may want to give more or less feedback. I can use that little pencil right there to go in and add a correct answer. This is the kind of question where you would need to correct it yourself. The software wouldn't self-correct short answers. That's a risky thing to try and do. So let's make this one worth 10 points. Okay, so got that second question in. So I think now I'm going to pause and we're going to see what it looks like. So remember, you can preview it. So I'm going to click on preview. And so this is what the student test taker would see. And I did apparently select required. What is the best use of computers in my classroom? And I should have gotten rid of other. That should have been deleted there. I think it's using games. And what does digital literacy mean? It means reading and writing. And so let's see what happens. Submit, view your score. Whoops, there's my wrong. I got a wrong answer, but it doesn't tell. Yes, it does give the correct answer. So that means I'm only going to get to take this test one time. And apparently it did self-grade on this one. What does digital literacy mean to teachers? And it didn't have any of the words, see, that are in the feedback. So I believe that it did self-grade. So that's what the student is going to see. Now let's look at, I'm going to go back into edit. See the little pencil up there? Let's look at responses. Do you see up here? We're kind of at the main page of the test, and you see we have the option of entering questions, or we have the option of looking at responses. And one person has taken the test, me of course, and it shows best use of computers. I answered that one. It shows my response, and correct response 0, 0 over 1 correct response. So part of this activity is for you even to learn how to read the analysis of the test results. These are in some ways easy to use, but in the same way you need to make sure you understand things like the analysis of the answers, and this is in addition to learning the technical skills of the test writing program. But after you've worked with it for a little while, you will find it easy to use. It just takes a little practice. It's like learning to drive a car with a stick shift.